Let's look at some emotions. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Lizzie and I'm a Disney plush collector from the UK. So happy Friday! Today is the release date of Inside Out 2, so I thought I would do my Inside Out 2 plush haul, do a Disney plush review for all of them, and then also show you my original Inside Out plush collection, as I don't know when I'd fit in another video about this. So it's going to be quite a long video, I apologise, and there isn't an unboxing short for this one, because the Inside Out 2 plushes were bought after the Pixar party that I was invited to at the Disney store in London. So if you didn't see that vlog, I will leave a card up above. I did mention getting them, but I said I wasn't going to get them out of the bag because I wanted to do a separate video on them, and this is that separate video. I personally am really excited for this film. I was talking to a cast member at the Disney store who said that the first one came out when they were 6 and they feel like they've grown up with it, and I was like, I was an adult when it came out, but I can still relate. I still get it, and I think the franchise is a really good way of talking to children about their emotions when they're overwhelmed. You could just say like, oh, anxiety's taking the wheel right now, why don't we do this, and hopefully joy can come in and take the wheel after we've done that. Like, I just think that's really clever, and it's actually a film that has a really important message. So I'm going to take these one by one, and I'm actually going to start with anxiety because I think this is going to be my favourite character from the new film. So what is it? This is Anxiety Small Soft Toy Inside Out 2. It is from the Disney Store UK and it cost £18. So what's so special about it? You might want to give poor anxiety a reassuring hug. One of the new emotions Riley has to contend with in Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2, anxiety is rather tightly wound, as shown with this colourful soft toy with its bright orange hair and stressed expression. So as you can see, anxiety does have a stressed expression. It kind of reminds me of like a Wallace and Gromit type face, how it's like really long and you can see the teeth. They have orange tufted hair that's kind of like pieces of foam covered in an orange fur, and there's quite a few strands of it. I'm counting 7. They've got 3D eyebrows as well that are kind of turned in to further show that they're stressed, and then their arms are twisted around because anxiety is tightly wound, and they're in a red and orange striped jumper, and then they've got brown kind of flare trousers on and little feet. Dimensions wise, it's 31 centimeters tall, 16.5 centimeters wide, and 6.5 centimeters in diameter, so it is a very small plush. This is the beautiful tag for Inside Out 2. It's got joy, anger and anxiety on it, and this one, as you can see, was £18. I'm really happy that they didn't just go £21 across the board for all of them, because this one definitely wouldn't be worth £21. I actually think it's more like £16, but Disney are just never gonna do cheap plushes anymore, so I'm happy it's 18 instead of 21, but I personally think it should be lower than that because of the size of it. But I feel like anxiety is going to be my favourite of the 4, so if I could have only got one, it would have been anxiety that I got. Next we're going on to the biggest of the plushes, which is embarrassment. So this is Embarrassment Medium Soft Toy Inside Out 2. It is from the Disney Store UK, and embarrassment cost £23 because of its size. So what's so special about it? You might want to give poor embarrassment a reassuring hug. That's exactly the same as anxieties. One of the new emotions Riley has to contend with in Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2, embarrassment shows his soft side as this adorable soft toy. With his bright red cheeks and endearing expression, you definitely won't want to hide your embarrassment. So I also know that Target in the US sells a weighted embarrassment, which I think is such a good idea given the size of embarrassment. It wouldn't work for the other 3, but I think selling a weighted plush of this character is a really good idea. This one isn't weighted, it's just heavier because it's bigger. So embarrassment kind of has a hunchback, which means you can't see their neck or anything because they've just got this lilac hoodie on that's completely covering them right up to their foreheads, and then sticking out of the hoodie is 4 pieces of kind of velour pink hair, and then his brows are knitted a bit like Anxiety's was, but these are just embroidered onto the face above the eyes, and then there's some screen printed blushing, and their nose which is quite big actually, is quite red as well. They're holding the strings of their hoodie, which I do sometimes, so I really love that. And their knees are kind of buckled together and their shoes are crossing over one another, so they do look really embarrassed. Again, same tag. You would think that they would change anxiety to embarrassment, but they just stick with the same tag every time, so I feel like anxiety is going to be star of the show in this film. But it's a massive soft toy. Looking at the dimensions, it's 38 centimetres tall, so that's 7 centimetres bigger than anxiety, 26 centimetres wide, and a whopping 23 centimetres in diameter, which is that hunchback. Another feature I didn't notice is that their trousers are falling down, so you can see a little bit of their bum. No crack, so you can't say take it back, it's got a crack in it, but I really love that effect. So they're embarrassed because their trousers are coming down. Instead of holding onto the drawstrings, I would hold onto your trousers, buddy. But is he worth the money? I would say for his size, they could have gone even higher than 23 because I know what they're like. For example, Stitch Attack Snacks, which I reviewed on Tuesday, and if you didn't see that, I'll leave a card up above. That's £28 every month, and it's smaller than this, so I'm happy that they went with 23 because it is bigger than the medium soft toy that is usually priced at £21 or £22. So I'm happy with the £23 price point of this one. Going on to the next one, this is ennui, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is French for boredom. I don't know whether it's one of those words that doesn't directly translate, but pretty much like boredom is the closest you'll get to ennui, and this one's a lot smaller and thinner than the others. So what is it? This is the ennui small soft toy Inside Out 2. It was from the Disney Store UK and it costs £18. So what's so special about ennui? Even though she might not look enthusiastic about the idea of a hug, ennui certainly would welcome one. Riley's listless side, as seen in Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2, is reflected in this soft toy with her indigo hair and dark outfit. There's no gap between toy and with. They need to sort that out. Give her a cuddle and turn her frown upside down. So the description on the website tells us that ennui is female with she, her pronouns. I wasn't sure about anxiety and embarrassment, and I don't like to guess either. I particularly didn't want to guess with ennui. I would say this one's the smallest just because it's the thinnest all around, because anxiety has a bigger head. She's got long violet hair and kind of a lilac skin, a really bored expression, so drooped eyelids and then looking off to the side in kind of an eye roll expression, and then a long purple nose that gradually gets darker and a little open mouth that looks a bit like ugh. And then they're wearing kind of like the jumpsuit that Violet Beauregard wears in the Johnny Depp Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and this character is just giving me those vibes all over. It's got like dark blue cuffs and an even darker blue like bodysuit, and then one sock is falling off, which I really like. It's like they can't be bothered to pull their sock back on. I highly relate to that. Dimensions wise, apparently 32.5 centimetres in height. I don't believe that for a second, but I don't know where my ruler is. They did say that one was 31 though, so I suppose I believe it. And then 11 centimetres in width, so definitely the thinnest one, and 10 centimetres in diameter. So for £18, is this one worth the money? Sadly, I would say absolutely not. I feel like the size of this one is entering into small beanbag territory, and small beanbags can be anything from £8.95. So I feel like this one should have been £15, maybe even less, because it's just so small. But either way, you knew I was going to get it because I am going to love Inside Out 2. So that is ennui. Actually, I think this one will probably win the smallest, even though it's got quite a big head. But this is Envy. Even though Envy is like the cutest of the 4 characters, I personally feel like Envy will be my least favourite. And that is just because of my experience on social media. So I will regularly get YouTube comments, Instagram comments, TikTok comments, telling me that you are jealous of me. And I'm an oversensitive person. I think everyone who knows me can agree that my sensitivity levels are higher than everyone else's. So I take everything said to me to heart. So when someone says they're jealous of me, I get really anxious that you then don't like me because I have something you don't, and then I start to think I don't deserve what I have more than you would, and I just spiral. I've gotten better at trying to shake it off in the past few months. So if you ever get a reply that says something along the lines of, that wasn't my intention with this video, i.e. I didn't mean to make you feel jealous, that is me basically saying you've made me feel very uncomfortable, because I just don't know what to say when someone says they're jealous of me. Like, you don't say thank you. I don't think you should say sorry either, because it's more about how they're feeling than what you've done, I think. And also, I really struggle with people telling me that I'm lucky. I understand that people's first thought when they see my plushes, or they see what I've been sent, or they see that I've gone on holiday, is to say I'm very lucky, but it kind of takes away the work involved. So I work a full-time job to afford these. Yes, I am an only child, but I wouldn't generally consider that lucky, because you don't know whether that was the intention. And as a child growing up, I struggled to make friends, probably because I was used to my own space, so I probably would have benefited from a sibling. But either way, I really don't think you should say someone's lucky for being an only child. I understand where you're coming from, but I just think it's a really rude comment to make about that specific subject. When I get sent things as well, I get that I'm lucky in the sense that there are thousands of people they could have picked, and they picked me, but it does diminish that I work really hard on my YouTube and my Instagram. Not so much my TikTok, because it's bothering me at the moment, but it does make me feel like I don't deserve it, even though I've spent 6 years doing this. So I think envy will be my least favourite if they come across as my YouTube comments, basically, because it doesn't happen a lot, but it really upsets me when it does. I think envy will just be my least favourite, even though she is definitely the cutest. So this is the Envy Small Soft Toy Inside Out 2. It's sold on the Disney Store UK website, and it is £14. £14! Why can't ennui be £14 then? So what's so special about it? A little envy can be very endearing when it comes in the form of this cute soft toy. One of the new emotions Riley has to contend with in Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2, envy is rather more teal than green, although it's hard not to be jealous of her lovely big eyes. So she's got this big teal hair. Teal is actually my favourite colour as well. You would think I would love her. And I do, it's just I'm really worried I'm not going to like the character. For reference, I didn't like Sadness when I watched Inside Out the first time, because I just kept getting really frustrated that she was so sad all the time, which is ridiculous because that is the point. But when she turned everything to sad, I was like, just stop it, just stop it. And it was really frustrating me. I'm really worried that Envy's going to get the same treatment from me. But she's got these little embroidered hair clips that are pink, holding her bangs back. Her eyebrows are like felt and they're knitted in as well, but then her eyes are like the kind of twinkly eyes, which I know means she's seen something she wants and is envious of, which I'm really worried about for this film. Then she's got a small little mouth. Her hands are kind of pushed together in like or like she's really dreamy about something. And then she's got a polka dot outfit on, some purple leggings and some little shoes. So she's a really, really cute plush. It's just for my own personal reasons. I don't think I'm going to like this character, unfortunately. But she is a beautiful plush. Dimension-wise, she is 27 centimetres high, 22.5 centimetres in width, which is her hair, and 12 centimetres in diameter, which is again her hair. So would I say she's worth the money? I would say £14 is a good price for her. Her and Embarrassment are the only ones I've agreed with, but Ennui and Anxiety should have been more around this £14 price point, I think. It's nice that they haven't just put them all at an even £21, but I still don't think they've been fair with their pricing. And to celebrate Inside Out 2, they've also released new emotions of the original 5. So the original emotions that have been released as plush in Inside Out 2 are all £18, which would be a whopping £90 for me to get. So instead of buying those to show you, I'm just going to show you the ones I have from the original film and talk about what differs between the new and the old. So this is my anger, and this is what the new anger looks like. So he just has a more open mouth, really, that's all. So I don't see the point in spending another £18. Mine actually has the Disney Store stamp. So they did this for a few years and I'm really sad they took it away. I personally loved this. I didn't keep the tag on him, but I think that is because Inside Out came out in 2015 and I didn't really start hardcore plush collecting until 2019, so tags didn't matter to me back then. But I have the tags on the Inside Out 2 ones, so I'm not going to buy the new ones just to have tags on them. They are stamped and that's all that really matters to me. If you do want to get these new plushes, all of the 9 plushes are down in the description as affiliate links, so at no extra cost to you, I will gain a small commission commission if you buy through those links, so thank you in advance. This is my Disgust plush. I personally think she doesn't look disgusted so much as judgmental, and admittedly the new one that you can see here does look a bit more disgusted with an open mouth and one closed eye, but again I just really don't see the point in replacing this one. This one, while released at the same time as Anger, is not big enough to have a stamp on it anywhere, unfortunately, but at least Anger does. This is my Fear from 2015. He looks like he's kind of asking a question, whereas the one they've released now does actually look quite fearful, and this one does have a stamp on his jacket. Their outfits haven't changed either. I don't see why they would. So again, I do feel like I would just be buying 2 plushes if I bought the new ones as well. And then here's my Joy. She doesn't look too dissimilar to the new one they've brought out. I just think the face on the new one is slightly nicer. But again, this one has a stamp, which the new one doesn't. And I don't see why they didn't do that to Disgust. Why didn't they just put a stamp on Disgust Stress? I don't get it, because now she's the only one without a stamp, and that's really annoying. I see no reason to get a new Joy either. The only one I would have been tempted to get in the new style is Sadness. I do really love this Sadness, and Sadness is actually my mum's favourite character, but this one just looks a bit more questioning again, and the new one is actually crying. So I was tempted by the new Sadness actually. Just like Disgust actually, there's no stamp on this one, and they could have easily put it on her trousers or on her jumper or something, so I don't get why they stamped some but not others. That's a really bad touch if you ask me. I would really be tempted to get Sadness, but then I feel like I would get the rest, and I just don't have £90. You won't see this for a while yet, but I've just dropped quite a lot of money on a Grail plush. I'm really excited for it to come, and it will get a proper video and a story time for people who don't know why this is my Grail when it comes, but it means that money's a little bit tight right now, especially when there should be a 626 day plush releasing and a Pride plush releasing sometime in June. I'm filming this at the end of May, and there's probably going to be Munchlings as well. Hopefully not Wishables, because I think I would have a nervous breakdown if more Wishables came out. And even though he won't appear in this movie at all, I just wanted to show him to you to round out the Inside Out plush collection. I also have the original Bing Bong. I absolutely adore Bing Bong, and he does actually have a stamp on his foot. I just love him. It made me really sad that they haven't re-released a Bing Bong, because it does mean that Bing Bong isn't even going to make a cameo. I have seen a video that there's also going to be a character called Nostalgia who looks like a little old lady, and I'm really sad we haven't had a plush of her. If I see that somewhere in America like Target or Walmart gets one, I'm going to have to try and track it down, because it looks like a really cute character, and I think we should have had that plush as well. But that was my Inside Out 2 plush haul, Disney plush reviews of all of them, and then my Inside Out plush collection. So I really hope you enjoyed this bumper video, and I really hope you enjoy Inside Out 2 if you're going to watch it this weekend. I'm not sure I'm going to, because I had Taylor Swift yesterday and my wedding hair trial today, so I think I'm going to be too shattered at the weekend, but I might, I'm not sure. I do really like to see them as soon as they come out, because I like to avoid spoilers, and obviously being chronically online, it's quite hard to avoid spoilers. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and comment down below which one was your favourite. I personally think by looks, Envy is my favourite, but by which character I'm going to like the most, it's most likely going to be Anxiety. Thank you so much for watching, have a great weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday for another video. Bye friends!